Okay, so everybody can see now the screen.
Yeah.
Full wave rectifier is that rectifier in which the output is available for both the half cycles. When we are giving input AC signal, in case of half wave rectifier, when positive half cycle comes, diode becomes forward bias, and then output is available or the current flows through the load for that positive half cycle. When this positive half cycle passes, negative cycle approaches, then during this negative half cycle diode becomes reverse bias, and therefore it is something like switch is off, and therefore that negative half cycle is not able to pass through that diode because the diode becomes reverse bias, and we don't get any output across that load resistance RA. So output is not available for that half cycle. So we are having output only in the positive half cycle of the applied input AC signal. During negative half cycle, output is not at all available. Now, if you want the output to be available even for negative half cycle, that is output should be available for the full complete cycle, then there should be some modification has to be done to the circuit. And that circuit, when we do it so that the output is available for both the half cycles, is called as the full wave rectifier. So this full wave rectification function can be achieved by two ways. Either we can use another diode, that is instead of using one diode we can use two diodes, so that both the half cycles are rectified. Or what we can do, we can use a bridge kind of rectifier, 4 diode rectifier. So that is called as the bridge rectifier. So full wave rectifier with the center tapping, that is with 2 diode combination, a rectifier circuit which rectifies both the half cycles of the AC input signal are called as the full wave rectifier. A full wave rectifier uses 2 diodes along with the center tap transformer. So this center tap transformer is a must if we want to rectify both the half cycles using 2 diodes. If you want to avoid it, then you need to have 2 more extra diodes. So in that case, that rectifier will become of the bridge type rectifier, bridge rectifier. So we'll see that also later, but for the time being we will see today the full wave rectifier with center tap transformer. The circuit diagram for a full wave rectifier is something like this. So here in this circuit, this is the center tap transformer. So this center tap transformer is applied with AC input signal, 230 volt AC, 50 Hertz. In India we use 50 Hertz. At USA, in some Canada, they use actually the 60 Hertz, but here in India we use the 50 Hertz AC input signal. So this 230 volt have to be applied to the step down transformer. Actually we don't need to rectify 250 volt because we don't require that much voltage. So we use a step down transformer because our requirement is 9 volt, 15 volt, 12 volt, 6 volt, like this. So it has to be step down. We don't need 230 volt actually. So of course where the need will be, it can be directly be done. But here in most of the electronic circuits, just like your mobile phone, your gadgets, so most of the places we need smaller voltage. So this has to be step down. So it has to be, the voltage level has to brought down. So this step down transformer is going to help us. So this is applied to the primary of this step down transformer. Then because of the mutual induction effect, it is going to appear across the secondary. Now this step down transformer is specially designed transformer, in which the secondary is tapped at the exact center of this secondary of that transformer. Now this arrangement makes this step down voltage which is appearing across this secondary, that is S1 S2n, makes it possible that this entire volt gets splitted into 2 voltages V1 and V2. We need this 2 voltages which are splitted into 2 voltages. The reason is because we want that during positive half cycle only one diode should function, other should be silent, it should not work. That is, when positive half cycle appears over here, this diode should become functional, it should become forward bias, and after that this diode should become forward bias. Once the rectification of positive half cycle is completed by this diode, this should be off, and we want that the second diode should become functional, so that negative half also gets rectified by this one, so that during both the half cycle output is available at the output of this rectifier. So that is achieved with by splitting that entire voltage into two voltages V1 and V2. So for that we need a specially designed center tap transformer. So that is the function, that is the purpose of this center tap full wave rectifier, right? So at the output of this secondary of this transformer, the entire voltage gets divided, or it is made into two voltages V1 and V2. These two voltages can be represented like this. So across end S1O, the voltage appearing is V1 is equal to Vm sin omega t, where Vm is the amplitude. So it is the amplitude and this is the sinusoidal voltage. And voltage V2 is again sinusoidal voltage, but with a phase shift of pi, right? So it is phase shifted by pi degree. So this is Vm sin omega t minus pi. You can expand it and you can write, of course, the other way also, but for the time being, because we want that both are sinusoidal voltage that is seen from this expression, so that's why let it be as in this form only. So this splitted voltages are represented by V1 and V2, and they are given by like this. So again, these voltages V1 and V2 can be represented diagrammatically like this. So this voltage Vm is represented like this, the variation is like this. So it is varying sinusoidal. This is the theta axis or time axis you can say, and this is the amplitude axis, right? So up to here this is Vm. Now this V2 is something like this. So it is like this. So it is 180 degree out of phase with the first voltage. So this way V1 and V2 are actually varying with time. Now let us try to understand how this voltage is, how this rectifier is going to rectify, and how it is going to give us the output voltage across this load resistance RL. So now let us start the analysis of this rectifier circuit. So at a certain instant, let us say situation is something like this. V1 has appeared over here, and this end it's slowly becoming positive like this. It is varying, it is going, it is increasing with time, right? So the moment it is sufficient to forward bias this diode D1, that is the voltage across this one just becomes greater than 0.7 volt, this diode will become forward bias, because this is the positive one, right? And it is directly applied to the P section of this diode D1. At that instant, you have to keep in mind at end S2 2O from here to here, right? The voltage varying is like this one. So this is negative half is appearing at this, from this to this one, and therefore at that instant diode D2 is reverse bias, so it is not conducting at all. Now this is positive, so this is making forward bias to this diode. So this diode will start conducting once that voltage appearing or has crossed the level of the cutting voltage of this diode will become forward bias, and this diode will start conducting, and a current is going to flow through this. Now this current, which is shown by this orange color, is going like this. Now from here up to from this point, it is not going in this way. It is not able to go. The reason for this is this diode D2 is reverse bias, so current cannot flow through this one. So the possibility is this current will go like this. The arrow is shown from here, so it will go up to A, and from A to it is going to flow through this load resistance RL, and then it will reach to B, and from B to it is going to be directly at point O, and then to S1. Again it will not go like this. The reason is then it has to flow through this one, and it cannot flow because this diode D2 is reverse bias. It is not at all conducting. So the current flows from O to S1, and the circuit gets completed. So direction of current is S1 to D1 to A to RL to B to O to S1, so that the current flows like this one. Now what will happen? This negative half will appear at end S1. During that time, this negative half has passed, So this positive half has appeared at this end S1. Right, now what will happen, this end of this diode D2 has been connected to the positive, and therefore this diode D2 becomes forward bias. Now when this diode becomes forward bias, of course this is going to conduct, and negative half is appearing across end S1, and therefore this diode D2 stops conducting. Therefore a current flows from this diode D2 to the arrow shown. The direction of current is shown by this arrow. So current will flow from S2 to D2 to A, and then from RL to B 2.0, then to end S2, just like it has passed from this diode D1. During that time, because this diode is reverse bias, so it is not conducting at all, so current is flowing again in the same direction through this load resistance RL. Direction of current is same, and therefore we say that unidirectional current flows through this load resistance RL. So output is available across this load resistance RL for first half cycle as well as for the second half cycle. So you are getting an output for both the half cycles. So positive half cycle के लिए diode D1 was conducting, and जब वो positive half cycle चले गया, तो because of this action, this diode D2 becomes forward bias, and we get the output voltage even during the negative half cycle of this AC input signal, because during that time, even though diode D1 is not conducting, diode D1 starts conducting, and it sends current through this load resistance RL, so that output is available for even during that second half cycle also. After that, the same kinds of cycles are repeated. So for first half cycle, positive half cycle, diode D1 again will start conducting, so current flows through this. That current is denoted by I1, and after that half cycle, this end will become negative, this end will become positive, so that this diode D2 starts conducting, and a current I2 flows through this load resistance RL. For that also we have the output voltage available across this load resistance. So in both the cases, the direction of flow of current is same through this load resistance RL, and therefore unidirectional current flows. So rectification function is achieved for both the half cycles through this circuit, and therefore this is called as the full wave rectifier. So this is the output waveform. So if in the examination question is there, draw the full circuit diagram of a full wave center tap rectifier and its input output waveform. So you have to draw this, and if it is asked what is full wave rectifier, so you have to define that also. The circuit diagram, its input voltage variation, input voltage waveforms, the output voltage waveform. So all this you can draw. Now we can analyze this set. So let us write the output pulses I1 and I2. So I1 is equal to whatever is the VI for the half cycle, that is omega t greater than 0 but less than pi. For positive half cycle, the current is V1 divided by load resistance in the circuit, total load resistance in this circuit. So when we are using this circuit, we are neglecting the resistance of the secondary of this transformer. That is, we are considering their ideal diode of ideal winding है यहाँ पे. So there is no resistance of the secondary of this transformer, so no resistance at all. So only resistance is present in the circuit is the resistance of dynamic resistance of this diode, which is D1 है तो अपन कहेंगे RF है, और diode D2 भी है तो भी कहेंगे कि during its conduction RFE है. So both are similar kind of diodes, so RF, and the second resistance present is this load resistance RL. So RL plus RF, right? At a one time only one diode is conducting, that is current flowing through this load resistance is through only one diode, so RL plus RF, right? So एक साथ में दोनों कंडक्ट नहीं कर रहे, so दोनों का रेजिस्टेंस एक साथ नहीं आए. Okay, so I1 is V1 divided by RL plus RF. So V1 is Vm sin omega t. So Vm over RL plus RF is denoted by Im. So this is this much, and omega t, this is the current for the omega t greater than 0 but less than pi. ड्यूरिंग दैट टाइम I2 इज जीरो, तो दूसरी डायोड से जो करंट मिल रहा है वो जीरो है एट दैट ड्यूरेशन. व्हेन सेकेंड हाफ साइकिल कम्स, negative half cycle comes at end S1, at that time positive half cycle appears at end S2, so that second diode starts conducting, and therefore I2 is equal to Vm RL plus RF sin omega t minus phi. So V2 divided by RL plus RF, so that is equal to Im sin omega t minus phi. During that time diode D1 is not conducting, and therefore I1 is 0. This is happening when the negative half cycle is appearing, that is omega t is greater than pi but less than 2 pi. This phase splitting achieves this function for us. So we can where Im is given by peak value of I1, Im is the peak value of the current, so Im is equal to Vm over RL plus RF. At any time the total current flowing through the load resistance is I is equal to I1 plus I2, दोनों का कॉम्बिनेशन I1 प्लस दिस I1 और I2 ड्यूरिंग दिस वन, ड्यूरिंग नेगेटिव हाफ साइकिल I1 plus I2, right? So it only one current is flowing at a time. Again here when we have seen the output waveform, so you can see, so in case of input cycle the complete wave cycle is there, and in the output waveform what you are getting for that one cycle of positive and negative, you are getting two positive cycles. So its meaning is frequency of output current is double, or frequency of output voltage which is appearing, it is double than the input frequency. Input frequency वहाँ पर ओमेगा है, तो आउटपुट में फ्रीक्वेंसी जो है डबल हो जाए in actual case. So let us analyze this. So average or DC current to the load resistance RL. So average or DC current, as I have explained to you, is given by the area under the curve of that I and d theta, right? जो I और थीटा के बीच में अपन ने जो कर्व बनाया है उसका एवरेज जो है वो, so that is the total area कितना है between the I axis and theta axis, between 0 to 2 pi, so that is nothing but I into the omega or d theta, so that is theta is actually omega t, so current multiplied by that, right? So how much duration, in how much extent, so you are calculating it for a complete cycle. So integration limits are from 0 to 2 pi, so this is the complete area from 0 to 2 pi, but you want average, how much is the average current, so you have to divide it by 2 pi, so that is divided by 2 pi. Again this integration can be written into two integrations between two limits, 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi, so we can write that. So IDC is equal to this 1 over 2 pi is taken common, so this integration 0 to pi Im sin omega t d omega t plus pi to 2 pi and Im sin omega t minus pi, because this is actually the, ये जब pi से 2 pi तक है तो the amount of current flowing is this one. Now this is actually minus sin omega t, right? So we can integrate that. अब उसको Im again कांस्टेंट है, इन दोनों में से कांस्टेंट होकर के बाहर ले सकते हैं उसको. इसका इंटीग्रेशन साइन ओमेगा टी का माइनस कॉस ओमेगा टी होता है और लिमिट्स 0 to pi प्लस देन दिस इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ दिस इज अगेन, ये माइनस है, सो माइनस ऑफ माइनस जो है वो प्लस हो गया, सो कॉस ओमेगा टी pi to 2 pi, so we can take the limits again here. So if we take the limits we have solved it. Im over 2 pi माइनस साइन के साथ है ब्रैकेट में, cos pi is -1 माइनस cos of 0 is 1, so माइनस माइनस 2 हो गया, -2 माइनस के साथ ये तो +2 हो गया, प्लस cos of 2 pi 1 होता है, माइनस cos pi is again -1, so माइनस माइनस प्लस, so यहाँ पे भी 2, so 2 हो गया 4, so 4 से ये 2 जो है कैंसिल हो गया, so that is actually coming IDC is equal to twice Im over pi. Okay, so RMS value, that is actually the DC average value of the current which we have calculated. Now we are calculating the IRMS value. So IRMS value, as I have again pointed out many times to you while teaching, so लिखने के लिए RMS है, लेकिन करने के लिए स्क्वायर मीन रूट, रिवर्स सीक्वेंस अपने को फॉलो करना पड़ता है। सो सबसे पहले करंट का स्क्वायर किए, ठीक है, फिर उसका मीन लिए, डिवाइड किए 2 पाई से, एंड दैट इज टू बी दिस करंट जो है वो अपन ने 0 से 2 पाई तक के लिए किया हुआ है। एवरेज लेना है, मीन लेना है, तो अगेन वी हैव टू डिवाइड दैट बाय 2 पाई एंड देन रूट लेना है। So root mean square value of the current, because actually why we calculate root mean square value, you know if you calculate the average value of the AC current, so for one cycle if you calculate that average value it is going to come 0। AC की, DC की नहीं बात कर रहा हूँ। In previous case we have calculated the average or DC value of the rectified current, not the AC current, keep in mind, ठीक है। सो यहाँ पर हम लोग AC की एवरेज और DC एवरेज वैल्यू कैलकुलेट नहीं किए थे प्रीवियस एक्सप्रेशन में। वी हैव कैलकुलेटेड द एवरेज वैल्यू ऑफ द रेक्टिफाइड करंट। सो इफ यू कैलकुलेट द RMS वैल्यू, एवरेज वैल्यू ऑफ AC, दैट इज गोइंग टू कम 0। So therefore it is not possible. So what we calculate actually for AC, we calculate the root mean square value of the current. So because root mean square value of any current, either it is positive or negative, it is going to give the value. So it is given by this expression. Again that expression can be written for two sub integrations, 0 to pi and pi to 2 pi. So we can substitute the value also for these two cases. So 0 से pi तक के लिए Im square sin square ओमेगा टी डी ओमेगा टी प्लस पाई से 2 पाई तक के लिए वी हैव रिटन दैट। अगेन ऑन द सेम लाइन्स वी नो साइन स्क्वायर ओमेगा, साइन स्क्वायर थीटा का जो फार्मूला है आई हैव पॉइंटेड आउट इन द प्रीवियस केसेस। सो आई एम स्क्वायर दोनों में से कॉमन हो गया एंड वी कैन यूज दैट आइडेंटिटी। सो ओमेगा टी फॉर इजीनेस व्हाट वी कैन डू, ओमेगा टी की जगह थीटा लिख लेते हैं, तो सेम एक्सप्रेशन थोड़ा सा कॉम्पैक्ट हो जाएगा क्योंकि दो वेरिएबल होने की वजह से यहाँ पे थोड़ा कंफ्यूजन हो रहा है। सो वी कैन राइट इट फॉर आवर कन्वीनियंस लाइक दिस। नाउ वी कैन राइट दैट आइडेंटिटी साइन स्क्वायर थीटा इज इक्वल टू 1 माइनस कॉस 2 थीटा बाय 2। सो इफ वी राइट दैट वी आर गेटिंग दिस वैल्यू। सो now we can write this one 1/2 दोनों में आ रहा है, कॉमन लेकर के उसको बाहर निकाल लेंगे so that it becomes 4 pi एंड इंटीग्रेशन पहले टर्म का लेंगे फिर दूसरे टर्म का इंटीग्रेशन लेंगे। सिमिलरली फॉर दिस केस also इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ फर्स्ट टर्म देन इंटीग्रेशन ऑफ दिस सेकेंड टर्म। so we can write that. So integration of this first term, that is d theta, it's simply theta limits 0 to pi, और उसके बाद cos 2 theta का इंटीग्रेशन, so sin 2 theta and integration of that, derivative of that, so by 2 limits again 0 to pi. For this case also integration of d theta is theta limits pi to 2 pi minus limits of integration of this cos 2 theta, so again in the same way. So we can write this one and we can take the limits now. So अगर इसके थीटा के लिमिट्स लेंगे आपको क्या मिलेगा, थीटा माइनस 0, सॉरी पाई माइनस 0 माइनस साइन की जगह, अभी यहाँ पे थीटा की जगह पाई लेंगे तो साइन ऑफ 2 पाई इज 0 और 0 ले लेंगे तो भी 0 हो जाएगा। सो इट्स मीनिंग दिस टर्म इज 0। सो दिस टर्म एंड दिस टर्म इन बोथ द एक्सप्रेशंस आर कमिंग 0। सो ओनली थिंग इज ये वाला और ये वाले को ही कैलकुलेशन करना है अपने को। सो लिमिट्स ले लेंगे तो यहाँ पे सिर्फ पाई मिला और यहाँ पे पहला इंटीग्रेशन का लिमिट लेंगे तो दैट इज 2 पाई माइनस पाई, सो अगेन पाई, सो मीनिंग इज 2 पाई, सिंपली 2 पाई। सो वी कैन राइट दैट एंड ये पाई और ये पाई 2 पाई हो गया तो 2 पाई। सो 2 पाई से ये पाई यानी सिंपली इसको 2 से कैंसिल हो जाएगा। सो वी कैन टेक नाउ द स्क्वायर रूट। सो स्क्वायर रूट अगर ले लेंगे तो दैट विल बी आई आर एम एस इज इक्वल टू आई एम ओवर स्क्वायर रूट 2. So this is IRMS value of the current. Now we can find the input power, output power, and from there we can find the efficiency. So output DC power supplied to load PDC is output DC power of the full wave rectifier is given by PDC is equal to current square into resistance. So this is the power which is developed or supplied to the load resistance. not the entire power, and therefore you had to use the value of RL only. We are only interested in the output power which is given to the supply to the load resistance, so resistance of that only. So current flowing, that is IDC, average or rectified current square, into the load resistance RL. So IDC is twice Im over pi, square of that, into RL. So we can write it 4 times Im square over pi square into RL. This is PDC, average value of the current supplied to the load resistance. Input AC power supplied by the circuit. So current supplied by the circuit, that is whatever AC power we are supplying, total power we are supplying to the circuit, is I RMS square into RL plus RF. So अभी जो है सर्किट में कंप्लीट एसी पावर जो जा रहा है एसी की वजह से, तो दैट इज वो तो लोड रेजिस्टेंस में भी उसका पावर कंजम्पशन होगा, डायोड में रेजिस्टेंस है तो उसके क्रॉस में भी पावर कुछ हीट के फॉर्म में कंज्यूम होगा, इवन वाइंडिंग्स में भी होगा सेकेंडरी ऑफ द ट्रांसफार्मर के, बट वी आर कंसीडरिंग दैट रेजिस्टेंस इज जीरो and therefore we are not using that resistance. So I RMS square into RL plus RF. So this is IM, I RMS is IM over root 2 उसका square into RL plus RF. So that is equal to IM square over 2 into RL plus RF, so that the rectification efficiency can be calculated. So rectification efficiency is defined as the power output over the power input. So that definition can be used and we can substitute that values. So 4 Im square ये input output power है which is appearing across the load resistance RL, and in the input power supplied, that is RMS value of the current की वजह से जो सर्किट में पावर हो रहा है वो Im square over 2 into RL plus RF, so that we ये 2 ऊपर चले जाएगा और ये पाई स्क्वायर नीचे आ जाएगा, राइट. सो IM स्क्वायर दोनों कैंसिल हो गया, ये ऊपर चले गए, ये नीचे आ गया, तो ये 2 जो है ऊपर गया तो इससे साथ मिल करके इंटू 4 के साथ हो गया 8, ये लोड ये 4 इंटू RL मल्टीप्लाइड बाय 2 जो ऊपर गया, सो दैट बिकम 8 इंटू RL, पाई स्क्वायर विल कम इंटू द डिनोमिनेटर और ये भी डिनोमिनेटर में है. सो लाइक दिस. नाउ this RL can be taken common from denominator, numerator as well as denominator. So denominator में से लेंगे तो that will get cancelled with this numerator one. So we have this expression eta is equal to 8 upon pi square into 1 plus RF over RL. ये प्लस साइन है. Now this RL is much greater than RF, so we can neglect that expression. So therefore if RF is much smaller than RL, then under that case that denominator में RF over RL can be neglected. So denominator में सिर्फ पाई स्क्वायर बचेगा, न्यूमरेटर में 8 और डिनोमिनेटर में पाई स्क्वायर is something 9.86. so 8 divided by 9.86, so that is something 0.812. So if you multiply it by 100, that to take that percentage efficiency, so that becomes 81.2. So this expression of efficiency is exactly double than the half wave rectification. So rectification efficiency in case of full wave center tap rectifier is double than the whatever is in the half wave rectification. So we get the efficiency. This is in the ideal condition, right? ये जो है ideal condition में, इससे कम ही रहेगी. The reason is we are not here considering the power consumed in the secondary of the transformer, which also will have to be taken into account. So this is the maximum efficiency. Okay, now there is another very important term, peak inverse voltage in the half wave, full wave rectifiers or in rectifiers in general. Now this peak inverse voltage is the how much is the maximum voltage in the appearing across that diode when it is not conducting. Not conducting का मतलब जब वो reverse bias में है तो उसके across में maximum reverse bias voltage कितना develop हो रहा है. So that is we call as the peak inverse voltage. ये पीक इनवर्स वोल्टेज जो होता है अगर एक्सीड हो गया डायोड की कैपेसिटी से, सो डायोड खराब हो सकती है, डायोड डैमेज हो सकती है, एंड देयरफॉर ये ज़्यादा होना रिस्की है. सो इन केस ऑफ फुल वेव सेंटर टैप रेक्टिफायर दिस इज ट्वाइस Vm. जब वो डायोड कंडक्ट नहीं करती है तो उसके अक्रॉस में जो वोल्टेज ड्रॉप है अक्रॉस दैट रिवर्स बायस वोल्टेज, सो ये डबल होता है. डबल कैसे हो जाता है? एक तो उसको ऑलरेडी नेगेटिव हाफ से की वजह से नेगेटिव हाफ साइकिल वहाँ पर अपीयर हो रहा है, उसकी वजह से Vm वोल्टेज की वजह से वो नेगेटिव हाफ इधर से आ रहा है. नाउ द सेकेंड डायोड इज कंडक्टिंग, right, and second diode it is conducting the reverse bias direction to that the one that first diode, and therefore इधर से तो उसको नेगेटिव हाफ मिल ही रहा है, साथ ही साथ दूसरा जो वोल्टेज है सेकेंड डायोड में से कंडक्ट होकर के करंट और फ्लो हो रहा है विद द सेम एम्पलीट्यूड. सो द टोटल वोल्टेज अपीयरिंग इज Vm plus Vm, and therefore we have peak inverse voltage twice Vm, और ये ज़्यादा है. ज़्यादा होने की वजह से इन दिस केस इन सेंटर टैप फुल वेव रेक्टिफायर ज़्यादा पॉसिबिलिटी है डायोड के डैमेज होने की. ओके, सो दैट इज द मीनिंग ऑफ द पीक इनवर्स वोल्टेज. सो पीक इनवर्स वोल्टेज शुड बी, ये एक ऐसी टर्म है जो कि डायोड को ख़राब होने से बचाने के लिए है या डायोड को ख़राब होने के लिए रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो सकती है. सो यू हैव टू टेक केयर अबाउट दिस व्हेन यू आर डिजाइनिंग योर एक्चुअल सर्किट ऑफ ए दैट yeah. Okay, so that is what I wanted for today.